Hey guys, excuse me. Copy 7789 here. Sorry if my voice sounds a little weird. Um, Throughout this week, I lost my voice on like Monday, and actually finally starting to get it back. Um, so just don't mind if I sound a little weird while I'm doing this video. I just wanted to talk about a deck type coming out here. Um, Whenever Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy is released. Um, I didn't really know what these guys do. As you can see, I'm going to talk a little bit about the elemental dragons that are coming out. I didn't realize, I didn't really know what they did until, like, I actually kind of just sat down and read through them all. And I don't know what to say about this deck. I haven't really played on Dueling Network in a while, so I guess I got on yesterday or the day before just to play around a little bit because I'm testing a couple things out. I went up against one of these decks and I had absolutely no idea what was going on, but it was just ridiculous that some of the plays that this deck could make. Um, if you guys don't know what this deck does, I guess it's basically a deck that spams rank sevens. Um, these guys summon themselves really, really easily, either from the deck or from the graveyard. And then when they're banished, they also have effects that lets you add stuff, add add more of these guys from your deck to your hand, and then they have their own special effects. They all have their own special effects. Like I'm gonna go over Blaster real quick. Most of these guys have most of the same effects, but I'll go through each of them, and I'll also go through the baby dragons. I guess is what they're called here. That you see here, and I'll explain them a little bit as well, and then some of the stuff that works well with the deck also. So you got Blaster first. Most of these guys have this first effect. It's either you can banish two other monsters that are fire and or dragon type monsters. Now they each, depend on their type. Like Blaster's fire, so this one's going to be fire. But then there's a wind one that Tempest that lets you banish two other monsters that are wind or dragon, and then earth and water. Um, so you can banish two other monsters that are fire or basically any elemental type and or dragon type from your hand and or graveyard. So you're mostly going to be doing it from the graveyard. And special summon this card from your hand or graveyard. So that's already really good because mainly because he's a 2800 and you can just special summon him really, really easily. During your opponent's end phase, if this card was special summoned, return it to the hand. That's really the only drawback they have. But you just go for game when you're doing that kind of stuff. And then you can discard this card and one other fire monster to the graveyard to target one card on the field and destroy that target. Now, like they have their own special little effects. Like I said, this one is just discard itself and one other fire monster to destroy a card. And then if this card is banished, you can add one fire dragon type monster from your deck to your hand. Um, However, they did put a restriction on all of them, saying that you can only use one of the Blaster Elemental Dragon of Calderas or one of each of the dragons effect per turn and only once that turn. So that's kind of nice, but it really doesn't matter because you just search everything out basically and yada yada yada. So you got Blaster here, then you got Burner, um, and these guys are basically used to fill up your graveyard really really quickly with these guys. Like this one, you discard this guy and one other dragon type or fire type monster, and all these guys are dragons. So you can discard this one and one other dragon type fire monster to special summon a blaster from your deck, and it can't attack this turn. You can only use one of these per turn, but that's just really really good. You just set your graveyard up to make stupid plays basically. Tempest's effect, his is you can discard him and one other wind monster to the graveyard to add one dragon type monster from your deck to your hand. So he's basically a built-in Rhoda. And then like when you discard this guy, or you discard the other elemental dragons with him, you're just setting up to make more plays. Redox, and then obviously Lightning summons Tempest from the deck. Then you got Redox. You can discard this guy and one other Earth monster to the graveyard to target one monster in your graveyard and special summon that target. Um, so yeah, that's really good. And then Recton obviously summons Red Ox. They go by obviously their elements. And then Tidal, you have Tidal. You can discard it and one other monster to send one monster from your deck to the graveyard. That's really really good as well because you can get a bunch of the other dragons into the graveyard. And then Stream obviously lets you summon Tidal. Um, I'm going to talk about Lad in a minute because it goes with one of the exceeds that I'm going to show you guys. But this deck can also really support Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon extremely well. So there's that. Um, 7-star Sword is a really really good card for this deck. You run a lot of you're going to run obviously 3 of each of the elemental dragons. So running 7-star Sword is good because you activate it, banish one of your level 7 monsters. So you banish any one of these to draw 2 cards, and then with these guys' effects, you get to search out a fire dragon type monster, a wind, earth, or a water dragon type monster to your hand. And that's why Gold Sark's really good in here too, because basically you're playing Gold Sark for free. You're just activating Gold Sark and searching your deck right away for another one. And then Gold Sark's good just because you're going to get that dragon back next turn, so you're going to be able to discard and just do more dumb things that this deck can do. Now, I didn't bring it up here, but I also realized I saw Super Rejuvenation being used as well, and that's really good because Super Rejuvenation says during the end phase of a turn, the turn that you activated this card, you can draw however many dragon type monsters you either tributed or discarded to the graveyard this turn is however many cards you can draw during the end phase. So that's really good because you just deplete your hand. You don't really deplete your hand, but you drop your hand relatively quickly when you're going to special summon these guys. So it's nice to be able to draw and get your hand size back up. So if your opponent does survive, you can do some more crazy plays next turn. So now I'm really going to get into the important part, which is the rank 7 spam, especially this guy. This guy, I think, is what makes the deck really, really good. His name is Mecha Phantom Beast Dragosack. It takes 2 level 7 monsters to make him 2600 attack, 2200 defense. And then once per turn, you can special summon, you can detach one Ixie material from this card to special summon 2 Mecha Phantom tokens to your side of the field. And then while you control a token, this card cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects. So that's really good in and of itself. But it also lets you special summon 2 tokens to special summon or to be able to normal summon Light and Darkness Dragon. And because these guys all special summon themselves really, really easily, that's a really, really good thing to do. Especially, it's a very, very crippling turn 1 opening. And then uh, there's really not much else I can say. You play if you bring out Light and Darkness Dragon, then it's just gonna let you guys special summon these guys back from your graveyard when Light and Darkness Dragon dies too. And they're all big monsters. Like this guy's got 2600 attack, he's got 3000 defense, he's got 2400 attack, and Blaster's got 2800 attack. So that's really really good. And then it also allows you to summon Big Eye really easily, so you can just take your opponent's monsters for the turn. Um, and then obviously Gaia Knight's good for like, if you want to trample or something. The main reason I brought Abyssgiles up here is because if you get 2 titles on the field, you can make him. You really don't. I don't think you play him or this guy even in your extra deck. However, there are opportunities to make it, especially if you build decks that just revolve around one of the dragons. Like I know there's water decks now that can revolve around Tidal. There's wind decks coming out or even out now that can revolve around Tempest. And then I guess Lavels, with Blaster in it can be really, really good with these 2 guys, obviously. So there's multiple ways to build this, to use these dragons as well. I just saw this deck and obviously I'm a huge dragon fan. Like my two favorite types of monsters are dragons and zombies. So me seeing dragons get really, really nice support always makes me happy. Um, I don't know if I'm going to play this deck or not, just because it just seems a little bit ridiculous. And if everything ends up being pretty high rarity, which I think it's going to be, this deck is going to be very, very expensive to build as well. Um, so that's really my thoughts on the Elemental Dragon deck. If I get a chance, I may actually build the deck up and and actually play test the deck a little bit to see how good it really is, and if it's worth my time investing in the cards as well. Because I think, obviously, I don't know where these guys are supposed to come out in. I don't know if they're coming out in Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy or not. I haven't really looked into it yet. However, this deck just seems really, really good, and it seems like I really don't know what else I can honestly say about it. This deck just seems like it could be tier one right away. Even if they don't get these guys with them right away, the deck just still does really, really ridiculous things. Because you can still splash other monsters and still be able to, like, summon these guys really easily and make rank 7s really easily. So like I said, guys, that's all I really have to say about this Elemental Dragon deck. It seems really, really good, and I really think it's a deck to watch out for in the upcoming format. Obviously, it's very, very early in the format, and we'll have to get some testing in with the deck, obviously, to see how well it does. But yeah, so as always, guys, I really, really do appreciate you guys watching my videos. I am going to try and get some more content up here soon. Whether it's deck profiles, like I'll profile my current deck. I'm playing Mermails at the moment. I'll profile that for you guys again here soon. I'm also going to try and get some duel videos whenever I get to locals next. I don't know. That might be this weekend. So if I go this weekend, I might try and get a duel video or two in, and so on and so forth. So like I said, guys, I always do appreciate you guys watching. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more content. All right, peace out.